Greetings, party people, the place to be. Well, that made sense. Anyway, this is the Charred Fragment video, and I will be explaining where you can find every single Charred Fragment that is in Relics of Hyrule, as well as what they're for. So, let's start with what they're for. You can come here to the Triforce Shrine and talk to one of these, like the statue of Nehru, one of these golden goddess statues, either here or Kakariko Chapel. This is the easier of the two places to go to cash in your Charred Fragments. And by cash in, I mean when you interact with one of these, you do not have the wisdom or knowledge to pray to Nehru. If you have Charred Fragments or Tarnished Shards, if you have 8 of one type, then you can interact with one of these 3 golden goddess statues, and they will give you something in return. The Charred Fragments are for Triforce of Willpower, Triforce of Knowledge, and Triforce of Emotion. Up there, Triforce of Emotion. Those 3 are what you get from the Charred Fragments. I do not have any Charred Fragments, so let's go get some. Right, first Charred Fragment is in Morwidajal Arena. You have to go through Morwidajal, and it's with the monstrous mammoth. Right there. And it is marked by a black fairy. All of the Charred Fragments are marked by black fairies, and all of their chests are labeled according to their type. This is a dreary chest, which means, well, it has a Charred Fragment in it. They also have notes, fragment notes, found in Morwidajal Arena. Dreary means the Triforce of Emotion, so we're going for the Triforce of Emotion first. Second Charred Fragment is in Falkreath Secret Grotto. Falkreath Secret Grotto is in Falkreath. Specifically, Falkreath Secret Grotto is east of Falkreath, between Helgen and Falkreath. It's near Pine Watch. This is the sort of area that the Secret Grotto is in. You'll see a fairy, and you'll see a golden fox, a bunch of trees, and right there is Pine Watch. So Pine Watch is very close. You can see Pine Watch from here. Very close. It's in this wooded area, sort of south by southeast of Pine Watch. Once you're in the Secret Grotto of Falkreath, you'll find some Deku Nuts, but if you want to get the Charred Fragment, it's actually this way. So you go in through this cave, so you enter, there's that, you come in down here, there's the Iron Knuckle, and behind the Iron Knuckle is good old Black Fairy and a dreary box. It's dreary, so we know that it's one of the Emotion Shards, and there's the Charred Fragment. Charred Fragments are actually retextured shards of Wuthrad, and I believe this uses the texture of the Ebony Ingot. Next Charred Fragment is in Kamdelamar. Kamdelamar is in Roxanne's house, and Roxanne's house is southwest of Dragon Bridge in the Reach. She's up in this sort of secluded area in this mountain. The best way to get to Roxanne's house, sort of a roundabout way, but you can head this way, sort of around. I believe there's a... I don't believe, I know there's a cave over there. There's a cave over there. Let's see what this cave is. My stamina's just tanked. Probably because I have a disease. I think it's Whitbane. So let's see what oh, look at that. It's something with a Relics of Hyrule item. Liar's Retreat. So Roxanne's house is near Liar's Retreat. You can sort of finagle your way up, sort of around, probably this way, near that cairn there. Go up that road next to Liar's Retreat, and you'll find yourself in Roxanne's house. Inside Roxanne's house, you'll find Roxanne. That's Roxanne. And all her stuff, like the There's a pickaxe. There's a chair. A couple rupees. By a couple, I mean 3. There's amethyst. She collects rocks. Alright, well, she also has some Wind Waker inspired junk in her house. Like, that is very Wind Waker inspired. And Camdelamar, I need to update her face on the wiki. Camdelamar is an anagram. Not going to tell you what's an anagram of. It's an anagram. So, to get to Camdelamar, you need to go into Roxanne's cellar, which is behind her desk. She don't care. You can go into her cellar all you want. And there's some more stuff down here. There's her chest. There's some stuff. And then there's this thing. It's a bookshelf. You can open it. Oh. Things happen. And then you have to go in there and make your way down this windy thing. You'll find this tunnel. And after you go through the tunnel of tunnelness, the long tunnel of tunnelness, you will find dead end, but that's okay because it opens for you. Boop. And that is the entrance to Camdelamar. You can figure out how to get over there. I'm going to use my own way. Wow, I got over there. And you'll enter Camdelamar. Inside Camdelamar is a very small Nordic ruin. You can already hear the ferry. Now, in 6.5, I'm planning to expand Camdelamar. But I don't plan on moving the shard. The shard will be there, and all of this will be exactly as it is. It'll just be slightly different. Jesus Christ. I knew. Way to go, buddy. You look comfortable in there with your head all the way through the... Jeez. Alright, anyway. Jewelry chest, yeah. There it is. Charred Fragment and some other stuff. Ooh, Circle of Growth. And, of course, good old found in Camdelamar. But yeah, so Camdelamar will expand. It'll expand that way. So this will change into something else. There might be some change there. Also in Camdelamar is a bottled fairy. So that's good to know. I'll talk more about Camdelamar in the Camdelamar video when I expand it. The next Charred Fragment is in Fulgunther Crypt. Fulgunther is in Skyrim. Look it up! Okay, so Fulgunther Crypt, you get through Fulgunther Crypt legitimately, and next to the very noisy word wall, and very obnoxious word wall, there's another dreary chest. And there's a Charred Fragment. Out in Fulgunther Crypt. You can find something else in Fulgunther. It's somewhere in here. It's somewhere... I believe it's here. Is it here? Yes. See this guy right here, the burial urn? That's something else. The next one is in the abandoned prison. Where's the abandoned prison? It's in East March. Here's a map. Wanna know where the abandoned prison is? It's right there. It's by iron ore veins. Alright, the next fragment is under the wreck of the Winter War. So you can already hear the ferry. And the Winter War is very close to Windhelm. There it is. It's just northeast of Windhelm. Just follow the ferry, and you'll eventually find it. There it is. So it's not actually here, it's underwater. So you have to swim, and there's the safe right there. Takes a little bit of getting, but there it is. Very safe. Charred Fragment. Note. Probably says Winter War. This looks really nice, actually. I like that. If it wasn't so dark, I'd take a screenshot. Next Fragment is in Bloated Man's Grotto. Bloated Man's Grotto is north of Lake Ilanata, so it's near Bleak Falls Barrow. If you just sort of go around that mountain, you'll find Bloated Man's Grotto. Here's Whiterun, so if you go southeast of Whiterun, you'll eventually find Bloated Man's Grotto. Just pass by the Space Core, and you'll eventually get there. The Charred Fragment is by the Shadow, Talos. It's Talos. That's what his name is. And it's in this tiny little box. Put that box inside of another box, mail that box to myself, and when it arrives, smash it with a hammer. Bloated Man's Grotto. Okay, the next fragment is in Blind Cliff Bastion. And Blind Cliff Bastion is in Blind Cliff Cave, which is in the Reach. It's near Karthwasten. It's near Ragnvald, which is actually a cool place that I need to put stuff in, if I haven't already. And you'll follow Melka the first time you come in here, or I think that's her name, Melka, or is that the enemy one? I don't remember. Activate that thing. This thing opens. Then you go in here, do the thing. That does that. And then you can open this. Then you can go over here, and you can see that's where the fragment is. It's in that tiny box there. And also over here is something else, if I remember correctly. But you can't get in there because unless you're very tiny, you can't really make it through those bars. So in order to reach back there, you have to find the secret door, which is here, and it has a secret lever by the secret door. And my stamina's still ridiculous. Need something that can restore my stamina. And then you can just follow it back here, and sure enough, there it is. We earn. There's nothing in there. I thought there was something back here. Oh yeah, there it is. Chest. That's Fierce Deity's cap. Now you know where that is. Here's where the Charred Fragment is. It's in this box. Charred Fragment. Nope. Blind Cliff Bastion. So we have all 8 of the shards of the Triforce of Emotion, so let's cash them in and see what the Triforce of Emotion does. Right, so the Triforce of Emotion, you get that from Faror. There's Faror over there. Boom! Removes your fragments, does that little explosion, adds the Triforce of Emotion, but it also adds some other things. It adds Hylia's Contract and Hylia's Depression. And I talk more about this in a later video, but basically Hylia's Depression does this. It kills your magicka, kills your stamina, makes time slow down, makes you slow down, so you can't hardly do anything. Like, look at this. Ugh, that's horrible. What else does it do? Slows time. Your light armor are not that great. Your armor isn't as good. Reduces your damage and your but not only does it reduce your damage, it fortifies your damage resistance and fortifies your magic resistance. So even though your magicka is gone, your stamina is gone, your magicka resistance is high, and your magic resistance is also high. So it does serve a minor purpose. Hylia's Contract is more useful. Hylia's Contract will change all of your rupees into gold. So I had a blue rupee and I got 50 gold out of it. At least I think I got 50 gold. Probably did, because that's how much it's worth. So that's what Hylia's Contract does, and that's what the Triforce of Emotion does. Now let's move on to another one. Right, so now we're on the Triforce of Knowledge. The first fragment of the Triforce of Knowledge is in Crystal Drift Cave, which is very close to Riften. It's southwest of Riften. And there's only one cell to Crystal Drift Cave, so I'll just head on in there and bring you to the fragment. There it is. It's right up there. It's really easy to find this one. And all of the all of the knowledge ones are labeled drab. So that one's a drab chest, which means there's a knowledge fragment in it, and a yellow ruby. Success! The next fragment is in Valak's tomb. Okay, Valak's tomb is in it's on Solstheim. It's northwest of Nchardak, west of Kagramez. It's southeast of it's east of Kagramez. It's southeast of the Temple of Mirak. Tel Mithrin is north of Tel Mithrin. It's sort of in the middle of the eastern coast of Solstheim. It's part of a you have to start Lost Legacy. So in order to actually enter Valak's tomb, you need to go to Tharston in Skull Village, talk to him about Valak's tomb, and then it'll open up. But because I am a cheater, I'm gonna just open it up already. Okay, when you venture through Valak's tomb, you'll enter this area with all this water, and there'll be a whole puzzle thing that you have to do here. You'll have to deliberately sort of sabotage yourself because the shard is in the water, and it's way over there, I think. Yeah, there it is, right there. So this is like the very end of the whole thing. So you'll have to sort of sacrifice the puzzle. And there it is, drab chest. Fragment. Note 10 of 10. 10 of 24. Valak's tomb. Next one, White Ridge Barrow. White Ridge Barrow is on Solstheim. A lot of the Charred Fragments are on Solstheim. It is northwest of Mirak's temple, north of Raven Rock, way up in the north part of Solstheim. You'll have to go all the way through White Ridge Barrow and get startled by all this crap. And you'll eventually find yourself in this room, very end of the temple, and here is drab chest. Charred Fragment. Got a note. The end. Next one, Forsaken Cave, specifically Forsaken Crypt. Now, I'm going in backwards, but Forsaken Crypt, at the very end of Forsaken Crypt, there's a word wall, and across from the word wall is the chest. And Forsaken Crypt, that is not the right menu. Forsaken Crypt is southwest of Winterhold, southeast of Dawnstar. It's west of Windhelm. It's on Lake Yorgrim. Next one, Alfdund. Alfdund is in Winterhold. It's southwest of Winterhold, southeast of Dawnstar. That sounds familiar, but it's closer to them than Forsaken Cave, since it's on the other side of the mountain. And specifically, it's in Alfdund Animunculary. So it's in here in Alfdund Animunculary. It's right before you get to the door that leads to the glacial ruins, or maybe that's the door that you come out of. It's right here. It's by all these weird faces and all this equipment. It's over. There's a thing over there. It's by this ruin here, and it's in a chest. There it is, Charred Fragment. I really wish I had stamina potion. We're back on Solstheim. The next one is the Wreck of the Strident Squall. You can already hear... Oh, there's Red Mountain. You can already hear it. You have to take care of these guys, and it's actually inside the ship this time, in a safe. As you do. And Charred Fragment. There it is. Everyone's happy. Next one, Abandoned Lodge. The Abandoned Lodge on Solstheim. It is north of Raven Rock, and it is locked unless you start the quest, A New Source of Stalrim. Once you do that, and you get the key, you can unlock it. Venture inside. Once inside, you actually have to go into the basement. And there it will be. It's actually under the counter. There it is, right there. Grab strong box. Boom, boom. So, I do have 2 that are quest locked, but, you know, play Dragonborn. Just play it. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience. Now, this last fragment is a little different. It is in... To get to it, you have to go to Benkongarik. I'm gonna call it that. Benkongarik is east of Whitewedge Barrow, north of Temple of Mirak. Skull Village over here, sort of northwest from Skull Village. It's on the northern part of Solstheim, and you'll have to go inside, but it's not in Benkongarik. It is in Benkongarik Great Hall, and by it I mean the entrance to where you get the shard. So you have to go to Benkongarik and Great Hall and find the secret door, secret entrance. Well, not so secret because there's a lantern, but there's a lantern. It's by the word wall. Secret tunnel. You go through it, and you find yourself, in a very apocryphal area, and it's in the Black Book, Untold Legends. So you have to go through Untold Legends in order to get the shard. Right, it's at the very end. This is the only fragment or shard that's in Apocrypha, but it is at the very end of Untold Legends. There it is, grab pod, and inside, bunch of books, and some Sand of Hours. This is one of the fragments that has a guaranteed Sand of Hours sample in it. And that is the final piece of the Triforce of Knowledge, so I'm going to show you what the Triforce of Knowledge does. Okay, Triforce of Knowledge, in order to get it, you have to cash it in at Statue of Nehru. There we go, big ol' red explosion thingy. Triforce of Knowledge added. Triforce of Knowledge fortifies your lockpicking, fortifies your pickpocket, fortifies your smithing, magic regeneration, and enchanting and alchemy. But something else it also does is it makes crafting recipes in Relics of Hyrule a lot easier. So for instance, for the Hylian shield, you would need a Hylian shield in your inventory in order to craft a Hylian shield, or in order to craft the improved Master Sword, you need the Master Sword in your inventory to even know what the recipe is. With the Triforce of Knowledge, you don't need that. You can just go to the forge, and it'll tell you what the recipe is. So that's Triforce of Knowledge. The final one is the Triforce of Willpower, which is reigned over by Din. Right, first of the Willpower shards is in Falbathars. There's Falbathars. Falbathars is on Solstheim. It's on the eastern coast, south of Whitewedge Barrow, north of Raven Rock, north of the abandoned lodge, Falbathars. You have to go all the way through Falbathars to the Grand Hall, and you'll find yourself here, all these stacks of gold. And it's right here in the somber chest. So all of the Willpower shards are somber chests. Charred Fragment, somber chest, Falbathars. Next one, Redwater Den. Redwater Den is a Dawnguard location. I believe this is one of the only fragments that's in a Dawnguard location. It's near Treva's Watch. It's near Shore Stone. It's in the Rift. It's north of Riften, northwest of Riften. Redwater Den, northwest of Riften. Probably the best way to get there go north, past Fort Greenwall, and then go west. You need to get into Redwater Spring at the very end. It's near a Banner of RK. By Banner of RK, I mean, so there's these jibber jabbers who are yipper yapping. And there's that trapdoor, there's a broken thing. And there's the ferry, and right on this shelf here. Do I have a torch? I really think I should have a torch. There we go. There's a torch. Nice. Okay, so yeah, here it is. There's a bunch of shelves, empty shelves, which is interesting. I'm surprised that they're empty. Somber chest, somber strongbox. Got the fragment. It's in Redwater Spring of Redwater Den. You're a vampire. Next one, Moldering Ruins. Moldering Ruins is very close to Rorikstead. It's west of Rorikstead, south of Dragon Bridge, very far south of Dragon Bridge. It's in Whiterun Hold, so pretty much west of Whiterun, west of Rorikstead, you'll eventually find it. And Moldering Ruins is a very small thing. It's another Dawnguard location, if I remember correctly. And you just go on inside, and it's right there. It's a very tiny, tiny dungeon. Or it's not even a dungeon, it's a ruin. There it is. Ooh, Britannian longbow. Right, next one. Hey, okay, it's Arkham Thams. And this is another Dawnguard location. Oh, it seems like a lot of the Willpower shards are in Dawnguard locations. And Arkham Thams is one of the few that is marked with a red fairy. Red fairy. Arkham Thams is southeast of Markarth. Southwest of Rorikstead. I didn't know Rorikstead was that close to Markarth. The more you know. Once you enter Arkham Thams... Oh! I've always wanted to put that into one of my dungeons, but I could never figure it out. Anyway, it's right down there, right at the end of the river. You can just follow the dilapidated pillar. What the heck is that? What did I jump into? Did you see that? My arm turned yellow. That was weird. Anyway. Here it is, right there. The Dwemer chest there. And that is not the last one. There's 4 more. I was excited for a moment. Next one is in Darklight Tower. Darklight Tower is southwest of Riften. Specifically, it's in Darklight Chambers. Yeah, so we're here in Darklight Chambers. Is pretty much at the very end of the whole dungeon. Or nobody knows about. Whatever. There it is. Just keep going up and up and up and up. It's right before you get to the end, the very end of the dungeon. Yep. Yep, there it is. Next one is Broken Fang Cave. Broken Fang Cave is southeast of Rorikstead. South of the Terminen Forge. Broken Fang Cave. There's not much, it's a very small area, so I'm just going to go inside. And it's a very laggy area for some reason, but, you know, doesn't matter. Fragments right there, you can come in and sneak in, and how you doing? Nice little somber safe. Yeah, there's a fragment. Everyone's happy. Bristleback Cave! Bristleback Cave is very up northern part of Solstheim, south of Itnamzand, very far north from Raven Rock, and okay, so you go through Bristleback Cave, you'll eventually come to this big chasm area, and it's way down at the bottom of the chasm, so you'd better, you know, not do that. So you'll somehow have to make it to the bottom of this giant chasm thing. There is an entrance there, so you can do that. And I really like my placement of this one because It's like they threw it off, or it fell off somehow. It's pretty cool. So you have to take that bowl off. You can open the box. Yeah, so if you wanted to get down there, you could follow this cave here. And this cave leads up here by this tent in that sort of horde area. And then this goes even further up to up here behind the bristleback pen. The final one, the final fragment, is in Bloodskull Barrow. Bloodskull Barrow, that's Congareg, whatever. Bloodskull Barrow, it's on Solstheim. I mean, it's one of the first ones that you discover. And there's a strong box. It's at the very end of the dungeon, next to this alchemy lab. So you can just go through the dungeon normally, and you'll eventually find it. So we have all the fragments of the Triforce of Willpower. Let's see what the Triforce of Willpower does. Okay, let's pray to Din, get the Triforce of Willpower, see what happens. Bloom! Got the Triforce of Willpower, and let's see what it looks like. For some reason I have 2. Oh yeah, I must have already had it. But yeah, that's the physical Triforce of Willpower. It's pretty obvious what it's part of. And the Triforce of Willpower itself, let's read the description here, that's knowledge. Willpower. Block, Conjuration, Alteration, Health Regeneration are all fortified. Paralysis is less effective against you, so you can actually absorb re-dead shouts. And magic is resisted, so you have a good magic resistance. Oh boy. Okay, that is all the Charred Fragments and what they are good for. Thank you for watching. I apologize if I missed anything, if I missed any locations, very specific locations, but like I said with Volgunther, you can look it up. The internet is your oyster. And Relics of Hyrule is designed for you to explore, but this was meant to be sort of a list video. It's like, alright, here's where they are, and here's sort of some tricks and tips about how to get to them, because some of them are a little tricky. And that's it. Thank you for watching. This is Relics of Hyrule.